Welcome to BioLibrary. I am Manisha. Let's start your BRC Biosciences mock test 1, which has question from protein biochemistry. The questions will definitely surprise you, as in you have certain very easy questions, then you have some easy questions, moderate and difficult. Okay, so let's start with the instructions. First, I have designed 112 questions. Your real paper contains how many questions? 100 questions. So BRC OCS exam has 100 questions. However, this 12 additional questions are intentionally added to help you gain speed. Okay, so I have given you some more 12 additional questions. Try to do the questions in 2 hours, because that is the time which will be given to you in BARC. That is the ideal time you will get during your exam. So what is the marks criteria? So you have each question contains 3 marks, and for every incorrect answer your 1 mark will be deducted. Basically, the format of this paper is, I'll just tell you, or I'll just show you the questions. You have to write the answers on your notebook, whatever you prefer, as to A, B, C, D, whatever options you think are right. And after half an hour, I'll release the answer key video. So from that you can tally and let yourself as well as me know that are you able to score 180 plus marks. Every question contains 3 marks. Please remember that. So for getting 180 plus marks, you need to get 60 questions correct. Okay, so close to 50%, close to 50%, 50% से कम ही है लेकिन, बट 60 क्वेश्चंस आपके करेक्ट होने चाहिए. एंड देन प्रोवाइडेड कि आपका कुछ भी नेगेटिव ना हो अगर 60 करेक्ट हो. अदरवाइज ट्राई टू अटेम्प्ट 70, 75, 80 क्वेश्चन करिए, जिसमें से कि यूल हैव विंडो पीरियड फॉर योर नेगेटिव मार्क्स. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन सेज, this question is how many marks? 3 marks. Okay, so the question says ki proteins contain A option only N amino acid, only D amino acid, D and L amino acids, both A and B. So nobody will explain you the question in the exam. I'll explain to you here that this question says the standard ribosomically incorporated proteins contain. So then the options are the same, so you can write your answer. You can pause your video and write your answer. Second question. At neutral pH, a mixture of amino acids in solution will be predominantly. Your options are dipolar ions, non-polar molecules. C says positive and monovalent ions. D is hydrophobic species. Okay, so you can again pause your video, write your answer in your notebook. Okay, third question. The true statement about solutions of amino acids at physiological pH is A. All amino acids contain both positive and negative charges. B. All amino acids contain positively charged side chains. C. Some amino acids contain only positive charge. Or D. All amino acids contain negatively charged side chain. Again, pause the video and write your answer. Fourth question is, pH or the isoelectric point of alanine is. Please don't copy from internet or book. Stay true to yourself. Okay, so first A is 6.02, B is 6.6, C is 6.8, or D 7.2. Then the fifth question is, since the pK values for aspartic acid are 2, 3.9 and 10, it follows that the isoelectric pH is option A says 3, B 3.9, C 5.9, or D 6. Pause the video and write your answer. Sixth question. Sulfur-containing amino acid is A. methionine, B. leucine, C. valine, or D. asparagine. Okay, again pause the video and write your answer. Seventh question is, an example of sulfur-containing amino acid is A. 2-amino 3-mercaptopropanoic acid, B says 2-amino 3-methylbutanoic acid, C. 2-amino 3-hydroxypropanoic acid, or D. amino acetic acid. Okay, write your answer, pause the video. Eighth question is, all the following are sulfur containing amino acids found in protein except A. cysteine, B. cysteine, C. methionine, D. threonine. So you can again pause the video and write your answer. Ninth question is, an aromatic amino acid is A. lysine, B. tyrosine, C. taurine, D. arginine. So the thing is, you'll get some easy question, you'll get some very easy question, then you'll get some difficult and some very difficult questions. So pause the video and write your answer. 10th question is, the functions of plasma albumin are A. osmosis, B. transport, C. immunity, or D. both A and B. So plasma albumin is the protein found in plasma. 11th question is, amino acid with side chain containing basic groups is A. 2-amino 5-gluguanine, do-valeric acid, B. 2-pyrrolidine carboxylic acid, C. 2-amino 3-mercaptopropanoic acid, या D. 2-amino propanoic acid. Again pause the video and write your answer. 12th, an example of alpha amino acid not present in proteins but essential in mammalian metabolism is A. 3-amino 3-hydroxypropanoic acid, B. 2-amino 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, C. 2-amino 4-mercaptobutanoic acid, D. 2-amino 3-mercaptopropanoic acid. Again pause the video and write your answer. 13. Okay, so it is advisable that you do not attempt the question if you think or you are dicey in some three options. If you have some 50-50 hint, then you can go for it, but then it's advisable that try to do more right questions than more wrong question, as to do not go for some 20 or 30 incorrect questions. Okay, you can take risk of 5 to 10 questions only. 13 says an essential amino acid in man is A-aspartate, B. Tyrosine, C. methionine, or serine. Pause the video, write your answer. 14 says non-essential amino acids A. are not components of tissue proteins, B. may be synthesized in the body from essential amino acids, C. have no role in the metabolism, D. may be synthesized in the body in disease state. Pause the video, write your answer. 15th. Which one of the following is semi-essential amino acid for humans? There are only two semi-essential amino acids in humans. So A is valine, B arginine, C lysine, D tyrosine. Pause the video, answer your question. 16th. An example of polar amino acid is alanine, leucine, arginine, or valine. Pause the video, write your answer. 17th. The amino acid with a non-polar side chain is serine, valine, asparagine, or threonine. Again pause the video, write your answer. 18th question says a ketogenic amino acid is valine, cysteine, leucine, or threonine. Pause your video, write your answer. 19th question says amino acid that does not form alpha helix is valine, proline, tyrosine, or tryptophan. Pause the video, write your answer. 20th question says that in mammalian tissue, serine can be a biosynthetic precursor of A. methionine, B. glycine, C. tryptophan, or phenylalanine. Okay, so you can write your answer after pausing the video. 21 says a vasodilating compound is produced by the decarboxylation of the amino acid. Which amino acid is decarboxylated for the production of a vasodilating compound? A is arginine, B is aspartic acid, C glutamine, or D histidine. Pause the video, write your answer. 22. Biuret reaction specific for CONH linkages, CSNH2 group, NHNH2 group, or all of these. Pause the video, write your answer. 23rd question says Sakaguchi reaction is specific for tyrosine, proline, arginine, or cysteine. Pause the video, write your answer. 24th question says Milan-Nases reaction is specific for the amino acid A. tryptophan, B. tyrosine, C. phenylalanine, or D. arginine. Pause the video, write your answer. 25th says anhydrine with evolution of CO2 forms a blue complex with A. peptide bond, B. alpha amino acid, C. serotonin, or D. histamine. Again pause the video and write your answer. 26th question says the most of the ultraviolet absorption of proteins above 240 nanometer is due to their content of A. tryptophan, B. aspartate, C. glutamate, D. alanine. Pause the video and write your answer. 27th question says which of the following is a dipeptide? N-serine, glutathione, glucagon, beta-lipoprotein. Pause the video, write your answer. 28th question says which of the following is a tripeptide? N-serine, oxytocin, glutathione, or Kallidin. Again pause the video and write your answer. 29th question is an amino acid not found in proteins is beta-alanine, proline, lysine, or histidine. 30th question says a peptide which acts as potent smooth muscle hyposensitive agent is glutathione, bradykinin, Tyrocidin, or gamma-cysteine S. 31st question says a tripeptide functioning as an important reducing agent in tissues is Bradykinin, Kallidin, Tyrocidin, or Glutathione. 32 question says an example of metalloprotein is casein, ceruloplasmin, gelatin, salmine. 33rd question says carbonic anhydrase an example of lipoprotein, phosphoprotein, metalloprotein, or chromoprotein. 34th question says an example of chromoprotein is hemoglobin, styrene, nuclein, या gliadin. 35th question says example of scleroprotein is zine, keratin, lutein, or ovoglobulin. 36th question says casein, the milk protein, is a nucleoprotein, chromoprotein, phosphoprotein, or a glycoprotein. 37th question says, an example of phosphoprotein present in egg yolk is ovalbumin, ovoglobulin, ovovitelin, or avidin. 38th question is, a simple protein found in the nucleoproteins of sperms is prolamine, protamine, glutathione, or globulin. 39th question is, histones are identical to protamine, proteins rich in lysine and arginine, proteins with high molecular weight, or insoluble in water and dilute acids. The protein present in hair is keratin, elastin, myosin, or tropocollagen. 41. The amino acid from which synthesis of protein of hair keratin takes place is alanine, methionine, proline, hydroxyproline. 42nd question says, in one molecule of albumin, the number of amino acid is 510, 590, 610, 650. 43rd question is, plasma proteins which contain more than 4% hexosamine are microglobulins, glycoproteins, mucoproteins, or orosomucoids. 44th question says, after releasing O2 at the tissues, Hb transports CO2 and protons to the lungs, O2 to the lungs, CO2 and protons to the tissues, or nutrients. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome characterized by hypermobile joints and skin abnormalities, and it happens due to, you can read out the options for yourself. So I'll move to 46th question. 46th question says, proteins are soluble in, again you can read out the options for yourself. 47th question says, a cereal protein soluble in 70% alcohol but insoluble in water or salt solution is. You can read out the options for yourself, guys. Moving to the 48th question. 48th question says, many globular proteins are stable in solution despite they lack in. You can read out the options for yourself and write your answer. I'm not reading it because I'm continuously reciting a lot, and because of which I am having throat infection. तो आवाज़ में मेरी प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगी थोड़े ही टाइम में, एंड आई हैव अ प्रेजेंटेशन ऑन 15th, तो थोड़ा सा पंगा हो जाएगा. So 49th question is, the hydrogen bonds between peptide linkages of a protein molecule are interfered by. Again, read the options by yourself. Moving on, 50th question, globular proteins have completely folded, coiled polypeptide chain, and the axial ratio is actually the ratio of length to breadth is. You can read the options, and इससे आपको बहुत ज़्यादा information, you'll get to know a lot of information from this question. I think you must not be knowing this before this question, okay? Many of you might not be knowing this, so you can write it. You can write the information from this question also. 51st question is, fibrous proteins have axial ratio. Read the options for yourself, guys. 52. Each turn of alpha helix contain the amino acid residues. The number of amino acid residues, you can read the options and select the correct option for yourself. 53rd question, distance traveled per turn of alpha helix in nanometers is, what you have to figure out is nanometers. As to kitna nanometer. See, I could have added music to these questions or as a timer लगा के, but that's not what happens in the exam. Exam में ऐसा नहीं होता है, right? तो वो म्यूज़िक इसलिए मैंने प्रेफर नहीं किया. बट हाँ, डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड पर टर्न ऑफ अल्फा हेलिक्स इन नैनोमीटर्स. यू कैन रीड द ऑप्शंस and find it for yourself, that whatever option or whichever option you think is suitable, you can write it in your notebook. 54th question says, along the alpha helix, each amino acid residues advances in nanometers by, as to they are trying to ask the height of an amino acid. Here I have given you a hint. Nobody will give you a hint in the exam, okay? So 55th question is, the number of helices present in a collagen molecule is, basically you have alpha chains in collagen molecules, so you have to find out how many alpha chains are present in a collagen molecule. In proteins, the alpha helix and beta pleated sheets are examples of. Read the options and answer it for yourself. Moving on, 57th question says, the alpha helix of proteins is. Read the options and answer for yourself. 58th question, at the lowest energy level, alpha helix of polypeptide chain is stabilized. Again, read the options. 59th question, both alpha helix and beta pleated sheet conformation of proteins were proposed by. Again, read the option, answer for yourself. 60th question, the primary structure of fibroin, the principal protein of silkworm fibers, consists almost entirely of. Read the options and answer it for yourself. 61, tertiary structure of protein describes. Read the options. Moving on. In a protein molecule, the disulfide bond is not broken by. Read the options. Moving on. So 63rd question says the technique for purification of proteins that can be made specific for a given protein. Specific word pair I am emphasizing. So read the option and try to answer the question. 64th question says denaturation of proteins results in. Read the 4 options, answer it for yourself. 65th question is ceruloplasmin is. Options are, is it a alpha, alpha 1, alpha 2, beta globulin, or none of these? 66th question, the lipoprotein with the fastest electrophoretic mobility and the lowest triglyceride content is. So they're asking for good cholesterol, okay? Good cholesterol ka component. 67th question, the primary biochemical lesion in a homozygote with familial hypocholesterolemia type 2A is. You can again write the answers in your notebook. Actually, whichever thing you have for familial hypercholesterolemia is made up of proteins. That's why I made this question in protein part. 68th question for your this exam says the optimal pH for the enzyme pepsin is. There are only 3 options, so the answer will be from the 3 options only. Pepsin acts on denatured proteins to produce. Out of these options, you can find the answer which you think is most suitable. 70th question says the end product of protein digestion in gastrointestinal tract is. Out of 4 options, write whatever is suitable for yourself. 71. Natural isomers of amino acids are absorbed from intestine by. Out of these 4 options, you can choose the right one. Moving on. 72. The enzyme dopamine beta oxidase which catalyzes conversion of dopamine to norepinephrine. It requires which of the cofactors? Moving on. In humans, the sulfur of methionine and cysteine is excreted mainly as. Read the options. Moving on. 74th question is not there. I'm sorry, guys. This is a big mistake. Okay, so reading the 75th question for yourself, for your people, the amino acid with detoxicated benzoic acid from hippuric acid is. Read the options and answer it for yourself. 76 says the amino acids involved in the synthesis of creatine are. 77 says pulses are deficient in. Trace element deficient in the milk is. A conjugated protein present in egg yolk is. The chief protein of cow's milk is. A water-soluble vitamin deficient in egg is. Pulses, they are rich in. Milk is deficient in. In thymol turbidity test, the protein involved is mainly. In quaternary structures, subunits are linked by. 86th question, a disulfide bond can be formed between. A coagulated protein is. At a pH below the pi, an amino acid exists as. The most abundant protein in mammals is. Sanger's reaction contains, that is Sanger's reagent, electrostatic bonds can be formed between the side chains of. Primary structure of protein can be determined by the use of. A protein rich in cysteine is. An amino acid that does not take part in alpha helix formation is. An amino acid having a hydrophilic say a side chain is. Edmonds reaction can be used to. Inherited deficiency of beta glucosidase causes. Alanine can be synthesized from. All of the following are required for synthesis of alanine except. 100th question is all of the following statements about aspartate are true except. आपके BARC में will get these 100 questions only, so additional 12 questions. 101 says glycine can be synthesized from. 102 question, all the following are required for synthesis of glutamine except. 103rd question, a coenzyme required for synthesis of glycine from serine is. 104 says an OH group is present in the side chain of. Aromatic amino acids can be detected by. Glutamines are present in. Alpha helix is formed by. Primary structure of a protein is formed by. All the following are branched chain amino acids except two amino groups are present in. During denaturation of proteins, all of the following are disrupted except for 112. And the last question for this mock test, guys, admin's reagent contains. So basically, they were asking both of the reagent in this question, as to I am asking admin's reagent as well as Sanger's reagent. So with this, your questions series comes to an end, and after half an hour I'll release the answers. If you have any feedback, you guys can write it in the comment section. You can let me know that how many questions you were able to do, or do you want any improvement, do you want any additional thing in this test series. So thank you everybody and good luck.